Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make money, keep money, and grow money, while others can earn the same amount and still feel broke? It's easy to assume the difference is intelligence, or luck, or having wealthy parents. But often, the biggest difference is much simpler. They think about money differently. Two people can earn the same salary, live in the same city, and have access to the same opportunities. Yet one spends every raise, while the other invests it. One sees money as something to spend. The other sees money as something that can create more money. One asks, "Can I afford this?" The other asks, "What will this money be worth if I use it differently?" This doesn't mean every wealthy person follows the same rules. And thinking differently doesn't guarantee you'll become rich. But understanding the mental habits behind wealth can completely change how you make financial decisions. So let's look at 10 ways rich people think about money differently. Number 1. They think about money as a tool. Most people think about money as something they earn so they can spend it. You work. You get paid. You buy things. Then you work again. Rich people tend to look at money differently. They see money as a tool. A dollar can buy something today, but that same dollar could also be invested, used to build a business, learn a valuable skill, or create an asset that generates future income. Imagine you receive an unexpected $1,000. One person immediately thinks, "What can I buy?" Another thinks, "How can I use this money to improve my financial position?" That's a completely different question. The goal isn't to never spend money. The goal is to understand that every dollar has a job. Some dollars can provide enjoyment. Some can provide security. And some can create future wealth. Number 2, they focus on assets, not appearances. One of the biggest traps in modern life is looking wealthy instead of becoming wealthy. A person can have an expensive car, designer clothes, the latest phone, and luxurious vacations, and still have very little wealth. Why? Because income and wealth aren't the same thing. Income is the money coming in. Wealth is what you keep and what continues to have value. Rich-minded people often ask, "Is this purchase making me richer or simply making me look richer?" An asset might generate income, appreciate in value, or provide another financial benefit. A luxury purchase might provide enjoyment, but it usually doesn't build your financial foundation. The lesson isn't never buy nice things. It's this: build the financial foundation first, then enjoy the rewards. Number 3, they think long-term. One of the most powerful differences between wealthy thinking and broke thinking is the time horizon. Most people want immediate results. Save $100. What did I gain? Invest for 6 months. Why am I not rich? Start a business. Why isn't it successful yet? But wealth usually compounds slowly. Imagine planting a tree. For a long time, it looks like almost nothing is happening. Then years later, that same tree becomes enormous. Money can work in a similar way. Small investments. Small improvements in income. Small reductions in unnecessary spending. Small business experiments. Small skill improvements. None of them look impressive in the beginning, but over years, they can become powerful. Rich people understand that time can multiply good financial decisions. Number 4, they don't depend on only one source of income. A salary can be valuable. It provides stability. But depending completely on one income source can create financial vulnerability. If your job disappears, your primary income may disappear with it. That's why wealthy thinking often focuses on building multiple sources of income over time. That might include a business, investments, real estate, digital products, royalties, or other legitimate income-producing assets. But here's the important part. Don't try to build 10 income streams tomorrow. That's another internet fantasy. Start with 1. Build your primary income. Develop valuable skills. Save money. Invest consistently. Then gradually create additional sources of income. The goal isn't complexity. The goal is resilience. Number 5, they invest in their ability to earn. People often obsess over saving money, but there's a limit to how much you can cut. You can't reduce your expenses below zero, but your earning potential can potentially increase dramatically. That's why wealthy people often invest heavily in skills: communication, sales, technology, leadership, marketing, programming, negotiation, entrepreneurship. The specific skill doesn't matter as much as the principle. A valuable skill can increase your income for years. Imagine someone saves an extra $100 every month. That's useful. But imagine they spend a year becoming excellent at a skill that increases their income by thousands of dollars per year. The second decision could have a much larger long-term impact. So instead of asking only, how can I spend less? Also ask, how can I become more valuable? Number 6, they understand opportunity cost. Every financial decision has a hidden cost. It's called opportunity cost. Suppose you have $5,000. You could spend it on something you want today, or you could save and invest it. The real cost of spending that $5,000 isn't just the $5,000. It's also the future growth you gave up. This doesn't mean you should never spend money. It means you should understand what you're exchanging. Every purchase is essentially saying, I choose this over something else. Rich-minded people become more conscious of that trade-off. Before spending significant money, they may ask, what am I giving up by choosing this? That one question can prevent a lot of bad financial decisions. Number 7, they don't try to impress everyone. Here's a dangerous financial game. Trying to look successful. You buy something because your friends have it. Then you upgrade because someone else upgraded. Then you take a vacation because everyone on social media seems to be traveling. And suddenly, you're spending money to maintain an image. But here's the problem. The people you're trying to impress usually aren't paying your bills. Wealthy thinking focuses less on external validation. Instead of asking, will people think I'm successful? They ask, does this move me closer to my goals? That's a powerful shift. Because once you stop spending money to impress strangers, you can start using money to build the life you actually want. Number 8, they understand that lifestyle inflation is dangerous. Imagine you earn $3,000 a month. You get a raise. Now you earn $4,000. Instead of saving the extra $1,000, you upgrade your apartment, eat at more expensive restaurants, buy a better car, and increase your subscriptions. Your income increased, but your financial position barely changed. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the quietest ways people remain financially stuck. Rich-minded people don't necessarily avoid lifestyle upgrades. They simply try not to let every increase in income immediately become an increase in spending. For example, if your income rises by $1,000, perhaps part of that increase goes toward investments, savings, or debt reduction. Then you can still enjoy some of the raise. The goal is balance. Let your wealth grow faster than your lifestyle. Number 9, they think in systems, not willpower. Most people try to manage money through discipline. I'll stop spending. I'll remember to save. I'll invest next month. But willpower changes from day to day. Systems are more reliable. For example, instead of saying, I'll save whatever is left at the end of the month, a better system might be, money automatically moves into savings or investments after I get paid. Now saving doesn't depend on motivation. The same principle works with spending. Create a budget. Automate important payments. Separate savings from spending money. Track major expenses. Reduce unnecessary financial decisions. The less you rely on willpower, the easier good habits become. Number 10, they measure progress differently. Perhaps the biggest difference is this. Most people measure financial success by what they can buy. Rich-minded people often measure it by what they own, what they keep, and how much freedom they have. A bigger house isn't automatically wealth. A more expensive car isn't automatically wealth. A higher salary isn't automatically wealth. True financial progress might look boring. A growing investment account. An emergency fund. Less debt. Increasing income. A profitable business. Assets that generate cash flow. And eventually, having more control over your time. Because ultimately, money isn't just about buying things. Money can buy options. It can give you the ability to leave a bad job, handle an emergency without panic, take time off, help your family, start something new, or simply sleep better at night. And that's why the richest mindset isn't necessarily, how can I become rich? It's, how can I build a financial life that gives me more freedom? The final lesson. So, how do rich people think about money? They see money as a tool. They focus on assets instead of appearances. They think long-term. They build multiple sources of income carefully. They invest in their ability to earn. They understand opportunity cost. They don't spend just to impress others. They control lifestyle inflation. They build systems instead of relying entirely on willpower. And they measure wealth by freedom, not just possessions. But here's the most important thing. You don't need to be rich to start thinking this way. You can start with your next paycheck. Before spending it, ask, what job should this money do? Before buying something expensive, ask, is this helping me build the life I want? Before getting a raise, decide how much of it you'll keep. Before investing, learn what you're doing. And before comparing yourself to someone online, remember, you are seeing their lifestyle. You aren't seeing their balance sheet. Wealth isn't built by looking rich. It's built by making better decisions repeatedly for a very long time. Because the real difference isn't always how much money you make. Sometimes, it's what you believe money is for. And once you change the way you think about money, you can start changing the way you use it. That is where building wealth really begins.